Hey everyone, welcome and welcome back to the Football Tea. I know you missed us, but yeah, we are very sorry. I apologize for the long absence, but of course, lives happen and now we are back.
The Football Tea.
In this episode, we're going to talk about the AFCON. My favorite national team competition. I really adore this competition and I love it so much. And of course, as always, as usual, I'm here with the 001 football matter himself. Please.
Hey guys, what's up? It's still your boy Football Matter, the catalyst and the analyst. Let's go there, AFCON. This is our own, the best and the biggest competition in the world.
Let's go.
Yeah.
From the 21st to the 18th, we're going to be occupied with a lot of fun, with a lot of football. Let's start with, of course, the talk or the narrative around the African. A lot of people, especially when it comes to the Western pundit, football analyst, football lover, everyone is really upset, especially Manchester United fans, because, they're missing players and all of this kind of thing. So do you think the Afghan being played in this time, it makes sense, or that CAF should actually look into rescheduling or find another time to put the Afghans so they can avoid also disturbing the seasons of a lot of their players who play in the top 5 European league?
It is the right time for us to play this competition at this period because we don't have the same weather as the Western people, the Europeans or the South Americans. They put their competitions at a time that is favorable for them. And because we Africans, mid-season, June, July is not a favorable weather condition for the players. Take, for instance, the Club World Cup. Players were complaining and they had to have like 5 minutes break in the games and stuff like that. If the players complain about that, what about ours? And then our grasses or our pitches are not the same.
Yeah.
They will lack a lot of water and the ball will be very bouncy and stuff like that. So it's not good to put our football the same time with the Westerners because we don't have the same weather. And then the players, come on, players don't want to play for 2 hours sweating heavily under the sun, as well as preparations for it. So this is the right time. And I remember few years ago or last few AFCON, we played actually at the middle of the year, June. I've forgotten the country that hosted, I think Algeria, because of their weather condition, it was favorable for them to host it. So it's just about the weather. People are not considering that part, but that's the reason why we are hosting it when we are hosting it. And because again, December, January is a festive period, so a lot of people are around and a lot of people will come and cheer. So we have to put our culture and our weather first.
Of course. I 100% agree with you. I don't understand what is this like, all this, argument or complaint about it. Of course, you even the CAF, they don't want to actually just, jeopardize their own players' future, stuff like that. But it is what it is, and this like what the condition you have to kind of, be abided by it. But let's look into the groups, and we will try to analyze them, talk about them, and by the end of the video, of course, we're going to predict, of course, or give you our predictions. Please feel free also to comment, to tab your own predictions. And before that, if you're watching till here and you did not subscribe yet, please, what are you waiting for? It's for free. So Football Matter, let's get into it. So we're starting with Group A, and in this Group A, of course, we have the hosting nation Morocco alongside Mali, Zambia, and Comoros. The opening game is going to be between Morocco and Comoros. What do you think of this group?
It's not as easy as it's looking. That group, I think, is one of the toughest group because I'm seeing like 3 nations that will go out for each other. Morocco, the host nation, Mali. Remember, last Cup of Nations, they went all the way to the quarterfinals, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
had to lose to the eventual winners, Cote d'Ivoire, in the extra time.
It wasn't even an easy win for Cote d'Ivoire.
They had to go all the way to the extra time before they were able to win them. So they pushed them all the way. And many will say they were very, very unlucky in that match. So, and again, you have the Comoros. Comoros is a very strong team. And then you've got the Morocco, the host nation. And then remember, they wouldn't be happy the way they left in the round of 16 the last time against South Africa. So this time around, as the host nation, after finishing in the semi-finals of the World Cup, they are one of the favorites. And then their captain and maybe probably their best player, Hakimi, is joining them. Maybe we'll not see him in the opening stages, but we're definitely going to see him in the later stages. And then remember, Zambia is always a dark horse, and they love the underdog story. Remember the 2012 when they did it. So it's going to be a very much interesting group. It's a group I'm looking forward to.
100% agree with you. I think, people underestimate these kind of teams, especially when now you're talking about Zambia. People think like Zambia comes and it's going to be a walkover. That's not going to happen. These teams are going to fight as if their life depended on it, because for them, of course, they're not in the World Cup. This is kind of stages that they want to shine, they want to show class. And then when you're talking about even Comoros, the football in Comoros really, really developed and improved a lot in the recent years. And they have a lot of their players play in the French league. Yes, of course, not the Ligue 1, but they're still playing, professional football, and they've been developed in a certain way that's definitely beneficial for the Comoros national team. When it comes to the Moroccan national team, you're talking about, on the papers, the best African team. They are the team that with the highest ranked team, the highest ranked African team. They are the host nation. If you look into the list of players, the options, it's just a lot of quality, a lot of quality. You're talking about veterans, good players, old players. You're talking about Ashraf Hakimi. You're talking about Yasin Bono. You're talking about Shamsuddin Talbi, is young player, is coming up. You're talking about Ismail Sebari. You're talking about Bilal Al Khanous. A lot of good players, and I can go. Izzeddin Onahi, the maestro of the midfield. You have Azalzuli. A lot of players, very, very good players who are capable of making everything happen. And of course, you're playing at home. You get the advantage of the fans and the atmosphere. You're very familiar also with the stadiums, with everything. So it's definitely going to be a very, very tough group. And then moving to a team like Mali, they have also, a good mixture of youngster alongside, experienced players. So it's definitely going to be a good team to watch. And to be honest, lately, whenever there is any African competition tournament, whether it's like, the under 17, under 21, under whatever, the Malian team is something to look, or the team to look for, because they always come with a lot of energy. And to be honest, also they have the tradition of playing football. So for me, this group is going to be a tough group. It's going to be very, very interesting group. Who do you think is going to make it to the next stage?
For me, I feel like in this group, Morocco will still top it regardless, but it's going to be a very, very tight one. It's going to be a very, very tight one. And I feel like the two teams that will be coming out from this group, they will be well fit and they will be more energized to go all the way, because it's a very good test from the beginning for all of them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think Morocco definitely going to top the group, and I actually will go for Mali to come second, just like that. We move to Group B, and in this Group B, we do have Egypt, like the true, king of Africa when it comes to football. Then you have South Africa, then Angola, then Zimbabwe. This is like fire. What do you think? What do you think?
Like you said, it's a fire line up there. Let me start with Egypt, the Pharaohs as they are being called. They are the most successful team when AFCON is concerned, with 7 titles to their name. And the last one they won was in 2010. But since then, they have been the runners up twice. And Mo Salah might be feeling that this might be his last time or second to last time. He might want that trophy to his cabinet. And we've seen Jamie Carragher, talk to him about that. It might be a perfect response. I remember the situation between Gary Neville and Cucurella, when he was saying Cucurella does not deserve to be in the Spanish Euros, or they shouldn't take him. And when he won it, he said, he congratulated himself and said, thank you, Gary Neville, for the support. So I feel like something similar might happen if Mohamed Salah goes all the way with Egypt. And no matter what, no matter the form Egypt are, or they are always when it comes to AFCON, they just know how to stay in the game. Most
Yeah,
especially in the group stage, they look like the team that will not go all the way. But some way, somehow, they find their way in the semi-final. So I have no doubt that Egypt are going all the way to semi-final, which means in this group, they might not top the group. I feel like maybe the South Africans will top the group, but Egypt will go further down the way, because the Bafana, remember, their coach is Hugo Bruce, a very, very experienced man when it
yeah.
comes to the African football. I remember him winning the African Cup of Nations with Cameroon the last time they won it in 2017. And he's been with South Africa for a while now. And South Africa are blessed with young talents and the chemistry and the depth in their league, which is doing so well. The Mamelodi Sundowns and the Orlando Pirates. On paper, they don't have the superstars, but they seriously have some good chemistry and depth, like I said. Other than that, we've got Angola. Sometimes they call them the sleeping giant, but we know that they can cause surprises when they want to, or maybe when they have the players. And they have quite a few players who are here and there in Europe, Rio Oviedo and Nottingham Forest, David Camu. And then we've got Zimbabwe. I feel like this team will be the tax collector. Each and every one of the team will definitely beat them. That's what I feel. I don't see them making it out of the group stage. I don't see any surprise from them. So yeah, that's just it for me. What about
Yeah, yeah,
you?
absolutely, absolutely. I agree with. To be honest, in this group, I feel like there is the experience of of Egypt because exactly what you said. For me, when Egypt plays with North African team, their chance is reduced. But whenever they're playing, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
There's
I
no
don't.
video.
They just sent something. Said a hand gestures during the video or something. I have to remove it. I'll continue.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So for me, of course, Egypt, like whenever they're playing, in this Afghan, as you just said, they are just different breed. No matter who is actually on the pitch, it's just very difficult to beat them. They are very experienced. They know how to grind the win. Of course, they also have a decent, very decent squad. A team that have Mohamed Salah, Omar Mamouche. They have Trezeguet, very, very good player, and they have fantastic goalkeeping options.
Al
Talking
Sharawi, yeah.
me personally, I would like to see Mustafa Shubair actually keeping for Egypt in this Afghan because I feel like Shinawi, yes, is a good goalkeeper, but lately he's being, off it a little bit, whether with his team or with the national team. But yeah, regardless, they're definitely going to be really a force to reckon with, it goes without saying. And then you have South Africa. It's one of the team I'm the most proud of, if I'm being honest, because the organization, the development, the grassroots work, everything in the South African Football Federation is really, really well organized. It's one of the very, very few African football federation that are walking in the right direction, which is really good to see. The Bafana, of course, they're just bringing a lot of joy. They have a lot of energy. They also have a mixture of, experience and young players, but they also have leaderships. Yeah, it's just like, a very perfect kind of balance. That's why I never leave them out of the equation because, yeah, they are just that solid, that good. When it comes to Angola can do magic, but they can also disappoint you. Like these people literally can go win against teams like against team like South Africa, and they drew to Cameroon, but then they lose to Libya. You understand? So there's no like consistency when it comes to Angola, but they are also very difficult team physically. They are so physical. It's very difficult to play against. And I agree with you when it comes to Zimbabwe. I don't see Zimbabwe also goes away from this group. But to be honest, I cannot even predict who are the two is going to go out of this group because I feel like the three are very solid. And this is one of the most difficult group in this Afghan. Yeah, I think that's just it for me. We move to Group C. In Group C, we have Nigeria, Tunisia, Uganda, and Tanzania. What do you think? Super Eagles.
When it comes to the Super Eagles, only a few African countries can match Nigeria in terms of talent. But again, there has been issues on the pitch and off of the pitch, most especially off of the pitch. Eric Shell on the pitch since being appointed in January has tried to control a lot of it and has, I would say has been very decent with what he's done on the pitch so far. Off of the pitch, like the issues of unpaid wages and stuff like that. Those things has been hindering Nigeria because of the NFF, the federation is not good and not doing well enough for the players. It's going to be a tough group. Nigeria always find a way to make easy things tough. On paper, you might just feel like it's Nigeria versus Tunisia fighting for the top spots. And I think that's what it's going to be. But again, I feel like Tunisia, the Carthage Eagles as they are called, it's been a while they've won the AFCON. I think the last time was in 2004. But they always remained a strong side. And currently they are local league, I think the Z League Professional is doing very well, and they've got some impressive players there with a couple of few outside like Mejre, who plays for Burnley. So they're a very, very strong side, qualified for the World Cup and have every guns firing. And for Uganda and Tanzania, I don't really know much about them. I don't know any player playing there, but they will surely do well or put a good fight. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, my East African siblings, I mean, I agree with you. I think, to be honest, that the only thing what I would say, of course, Tanzania, they tried their best. They are now more engaged when it comes to the football and all of these kind of things, but I don't see them actually doing a lot. When it comes to Uganda, however, these people are very good in set pieces. So, with the Nigerian rack defense and in Wabali, if he's not going to be careful, that's, going to be like, yeah, a point right there. So you just want to make sure that things are going the right direction. When it comes to Tunisia, again, these North Africans, when the competition is being played in North Africa, they automatically have the advantage, especially when you look into the good relationship between Morocco and Tunisia. Of course, a lot of Moroccan will also be supporting Tunisia in this kind of competition, and it's just going to be way easier for them. When it comes to Nigeria, of course, the Nigeria this time, if they don't win it, is going to be a massive disappointment, especially after them missing in that World Cup. It's just going to be massive disappointment for the support, for the love the people, the Nigerian people give to the Super Eagles. But yeah, when you look into like what happened right before the tournament, Trust Ekong, retirement, for me is very important kind of person. I know he might not be good enough to start every each game. However, his leadership is really important, really brings everyone together. And then also like missing out in Frederick, I think is also going to be a big miss for the Nigerian national team. My boy Ba is there. I think he will do just enough. Eric Shell also need to drop this kind of nonsense and just start the right lineup. When the players are not performing, please take them out early on to the game, not allow them to play like for 75, 80 minutes when they cannot produce nothing. The Nigerian players also need to put their head down. And I kind of feel that because of, the disappointment on them missing out on the World Cup, maybe now will come with different type of energy and they will try to do something. But at the end of the day, I feel like Tunisia and Nigeria, both of them, they are going to go out from this group, but it's not going to be a walkover. We move on to Group D. This we have Senegal, DR Congo, we have Benin and Botswana. What do you think?
Another strong lineup of countries. Let me start with Senegal, the Lions. I think they call the Lions of Teranga.
Ranga
Um,
line.
just like Nigeria, it's only a few African nations can match up in terms of talent, and they seem to be in a moment of transition from the squad that won it in 2021 that was played in 2022. But again, they have a lot of young team talents. Their midfield is solid, defense to attack. They've got a very well balanced squad, and they are favorites not only for the to be the group winners but also to win the AFCON with the eyes of Kalidou Bari. I can't count their names a lot. And then you've got DR Congo, another very impressive side that have just qualified for the World Cup Intercontinental Playoff, and they have been doing so well. Good talents, the Oambisaka, Twazembe. They've got a strong defense, and I feel like they have one of the best defensive records currently, or best defenders currently. Very organized and filled with experience. So, and in this kind of competitions, you have to have a very good defense if you have any chance of going further up. And then with the good defense, if you can score through set piece, through whatever way, through being clinical, you stand a very good chance. And then you have Benin, coached by experienced Jonathan Rob. I feel like he's overdoing with what he has in Benin. So he will try his best, but I don't see them going past round of 16 if they meet a very strong side. Botswana, I don't think they're making it out on the group stage. But Senegal, I see Senegal going all the way to the semi-finals. As well as Congo, I feel like they will reach the quarterfinals at least. So that's it for me.
Yeah, nice. I think you just said it well, like, teams like Senegal on papers, to be honest, they are on papers, the options they have, to me, they're even better than Morocco, which is, ranked way higher than them or like before them, but they are just having crazy talent. Like you literally can feel two starting 11 from, good quality players. You're talking Khalidou Koulibaly, of course, Diatta, you're talking Pape Matar, the youth. Oh, and of course, the legend Sadio Mane. It's just Ismail Assar, the way he played, the way he finesses the ball, he's capable of scoring, creating chances. So the danger is not going to only come from Sadio Mane. It's just going to be a lot of danger from different places on the pitch. Is going to be definitely difficult for anyone to play against them. And on top of that, they actually were organized. And then you're talking about DR Congo, these people, the passion in which they play and the energy, the physicality, these players are so, so, so strong. And that's what gives them the edge against a lot of opponents. Benin, yeah, I don't think, yes, they're not going to be a walkover. They're a very tough team to beat though. But I don't think they're going to make it out of this group. So for me, it will be like, Botswana, Benin, they're not going to make it out of the group, but Senegal and DR Congo they're going to make it for sure out of this group. Let's move to Group E. Then we have Algeria, Burkina Faso, we have Equatorial Guinea, and we have Sudan.
Okay, a very sweet group as well. The Algerians, see the Phoenix, they're called the Phoenix. They won it the last time in 2019. I remember them eliminating Nigeria in the semi-finals. The free kick from Mahrez against Uzo, which I feel like he could have done much better. It was very disappointing under Genotro, who was Nigerian manager then. Algeria is another side that you look up. They're one of the favorites as well because they've got lots of talent abroad and they've got a good league as well. So Riyad Mahrez definitely will be their captain. So we've got this great quality in him and good leadership and mentality as well. We've got Burkina Faso, who will be led by Bertrand Traore, the Sunderland right winger currently. And I feel like for Algeria, I feel like they will reach the quarterfinals. I think maybe that's the most they can go. I will not be surprised if they reach the semi-final as well. For Burkina Faso, I feel like they will be good enough, especially for this group, to come out of the group and make it to the round of 16. Equatorial Guinea and Sudan, unfortunately, I feel like they will be going out of the group.
Yeah.
Sudan will give up a fight. Sudan will give up a fight because I feel like, despite all that has been happening, they still find a way to pride themselves and show their style of play, as well as Guinea. It's not like I'm on, but I just feel for other teams that are facing, they don't stand much chance, or other teams are more favorized to go all the way. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, for me, of course, Algeria playing in Morocco, this is extra motivation for Algerian because, like Ghana and Nigeria, this is Algeria and Morocco. So for them, it's going to be extra spicy. They're definitely going to try to prove a point. And when you're talking about squad, they have actually good squad. Mohamed Amoura is a very good player. Ryan Nouri is a good player. Talking, of course, Riyad Mahrez is the leader of that team. You have Haj Musa, Anas Haj Musa. You have a lot of good players that they can actually, do one and two. And for them, it's just going to be very important to take a game after game. For this group, I don't think they will have any challenge. When it comes to Burkina Faso, these are one of the team I really enjoy watching because if we're talking about like, real horse grinding, this is going to be Burkina Faso for you. They not never go out without, a fight. Yes, they might lose with a score, but at the end of the day, they will always put a fight. And also my boy Edmond Tapsuba is really, I love that guy so much. He is a leader of that team and he always show up for Burkina Faso. When it comes to Equatorial Guinea, defensively they can give you some kind of headache like to score against them, but when offensively they're not that good. When it comes to Sudan, you said they can give a fight, but unfortunately Sudan, they cannot score goals. This is big massive problem with Sudan, that they cannot utilize their chances, right? Their play is kind of lacking when it comes to that final third. And also, when you look into the goalkeeping situation at the moment, you're talking about Abu Shirin. For me, I never trust that guy. I think he's, Muhammad Al Mustafa, the other goalkeeper who not necessarily now not going to play in this Afghan. That's the one who actually made that defensive solidity for Sudan even better, because that guy is just so good of a goalkeeper. Unlike this Abu Ashrin, I don't remember when was the last time he was the goalkeeper and Sudan won with it or even equalized, because that guy just do a lot of silly mistakes, like the twin of Andrea Onana or like Nwabali, or this kind of goalkeepers who can give you good performance, and out of the blue they will just do one or two action that ruin everything. But yeah, I see Algeria and Burkina Faso going out of this group, but I have another prediction. I don't think this group will have a lot of goals. I think this group there is a lot of teams that they don't score goals, including Algeria. Like these people will just score like 1-0, 2-1. It's not like they go all out like that. But I think it's going to be, a fun group to watch as well. We move on to Group F. We have Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, Gabon, and Mozambique. What do you think about this group?
I think it's a very interesting group. The Cote d'Ivoire, the defending champions, they are coming back to retain the title, but it's not going to be easy for them. They have some misses to key players, but again, they've got the strong squad to challenge and go all the way. For Cameroon, not qualifying for the World Cup means that they are on their low, but when they're on their low, they have proven that they can put up a surprise and a challenge. Do you remember in 2017 they were on their low and they still went on to win the AFCON with Hugo Bruce, the current South African manager then. So they can still put up a fight and give their best with key qualities in Brian Mbomo and other players. And then you've got Gabon, who has got Aubameyang, I think is injured and will not be available. But they've got Boanga, Denis Boanga, and then Lamina, experienced players who has lots of qualities and experience to the team. So It's going to be an interesting group. What about you?
Yeah, I do 100% agree with you. I don't think Cote d'Ivoire can actually repeat that miracle of the last Afghan. That was absolute pure miracle, to be honest. Because if you talk about it from a performance-wise, quality-wise, they were not they were not the team that everyone was looking up to and expecting them to win the Afghan. But kudos to them. Of course, when you are the defending champions, of course everyone will put you as the favorite. But for me, they're not favorite. They will make it through this group, but I don't think they will go far. They have also quality players. They have very decent players. Of course, they're missing in Sebastian Haller, the one who scored the winner in the Afghan for them. It's going to be a big miss, big hit for them. But they have also players who actually do very well. We saw Ahmad Diallo even just a couple of days ago. He was fantastic for Manchester United as usual. Then we're moving to Cameroon. Cameroon, the drama, the non-stop drama with that Cameroonian Football Federation. The two coaches, the two squad lists, who's coming, who's not coming, and then the sudden suddenly not calling players like their pivotal players or like captains, leaders in that team. It's also, a massive kind of disturbance, but I don't know how they will bounce back from it. Not also qualifying for the World Cup is another, hindrance or another problem for Cameroon. But overall, with all the atmosphere in what's going on in Cameroon in general, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to win it or anything. But yeah, based on quality, they should make it at least out of this group. And then Gabon, missing an Aubameyang is going to be a big miss. However, they got quality. They are a very good side, but they lack concentration at times. Mozambique, with all the respect, but I don't think Mozambique can actually make it that far or even make it out of this group. So that's just it for the groups. Do you want to add anything?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure that you are subscribed, you
Subscribe
turn
and you
off your
like and
notification
share your comments
bells so
and the
you
team that
can
is going to win.
notify. Yes, put on your prediction. And yeah, that's just, it for this episode. Thank you very much. Stay well and healthy and enjoy the Afghan. Bye.
The football team.